Sometimes the simple things in life is all you need. A little campfire, billy boiling, looking over a beautiful lake in the middle of Tasmania's wilderness. Not a living soul in the camp area, just me. That's okay. We've just done our first down and back, just to see if there's any. There was a couple of marks that I put on, a couple of waypoints that I'd like to go back and check. But at the moment, all we're doing is just keeping to the track, marking whatever things that look a little bit funny, but certainly haven't found a boat as yet. So, good morning. We're here with Christine, and we've started searching this morning for your father. Tell us a little bit about why you've asked us to come here today.
The reason why I asked is that my dad, Ian Nicholls, he was here in 1989. He was with a group of men that were constructing a building to be used for the Vietnam veteran community as a retreat.
Yep.
The guys left Dad here all by himself, and he was never to be seen again.
That was on the Sunday?
Yes.
Yep.
Sunday, September the 18th, 1989.
Yep.
And the police never really conducted any searches. They never had people up here searching for Dad at all. And our family have been asking the police repeatedly over many, many years to look for him. We wanted to send divers into the lake. We also wanted to have the grounds located because there have been various rumours over the years. There was a rumour that he had been buried under a water tank stand.
And that's the thing, the longer these kind of cases go, the more rumours there are.
Exactly.
So we've had a couple of different rumours. One that you told me that he was potentially murdered, he'd been shot, and they'd wrapped his body in a tarp or plastic and then have wrapped it in fencing wire. Yep. And then have disposed of his body in the lake here. So that's what we're here today to do. It's a lot different to what I normally do. I'm looking for normally a vehicle, but this particular, I've already been out for a few hours this morning, and it's about, the deepest I think of is 2.9, and it's actually a really sandy bottom, and you've got a few rock outcrops. Now, part of the rumour was also that I understand that there may have been a boat involved, and that boat may have been sunk.
Correct.
Near where his body was placed. So that's one of the things we're looking out for today, is we're looking out for obviously a boat or any kind of material that looks man-made. So the thing with our sonar is we can see a tyre, we can see a man-made objects. We're looking for straight lines and things that are not consistent with the terrain that we're looking in. So the sun's come out nice now. It's very nice, but the water's only like 6 degrees kind of things. So you've lived with this for so many years. You haven't been able to get anyone to search the lake up till now. We're going to try and do that for you today.
Thank you very much.
That's all right. So there was a potential for, let me just recap, just make sure I understand completely. There were 4 blokes who were working on building this, not a flat, it's a little cabin.
Yep.
And one of those was your dad. 3 of them took off on the Sunday. They've come back on the Tuesday or the Monday,
Yep.
and he's not there. There was a bit of a mess left in the thing with all the cooking utensils everywhere. There was a message written on one of the caravans, and then no one's been able to find or see him. Now, he didn't have a vehicle, did he?
No, he didn't.
1989, no such thing as a mobile phone back then, was there?
True.
So, did he have bank accounts?
Yes, and they were untouched.
So the bank accounts have been untouched since the late 80s. So there's no indication that he's gone off somewhere to start a new life.
Correct.
So somewhere in the Lake Surrey in Tasmania, he's either here, or you believe he could also be underneath the septic tank at the actual cabin.
Yes, correct.
So when they've dug the septic tank out, they've dug it too deep, and you actually have some photos of them constructing the septic tank, and you can see some boulders, and then they've lowered the septic tank on top of it.
Yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit. Police have come out and have done some searching on the property. What happened there, as far as you know?
Well, they used the ground penetrating sonar equipment.
Yep.
And they sort of narrowed their search down to an area where there had been a water tank stand. But looking at the photos, that tank stand had already been there while my dad was alive. So
Yep.
they believe that he was under there, but when we look at the photos, we know that my dad was alive, so there's no way that he could have been under there.
Yep.
They searched under there, and of course he wasn't there.
Yep.
But instead of looking under the other tanks, they've decided to wipe the hands off it, not use any more resources on our case, and just call it a day.
So who actually owns that property now?
I think it's still owned by Department of Veteran Affairs, I think.
So if
I need to look
Department
into
of Veteran Affairs still own that property, would it be feasible to get permission to actually excavate that tank out? Would that be something that could be done?
That is something that we had been thinking about last year, but
Seeking permission, getting a backhoe in here, pulling it up,
yeah,
and obviously there's just the cost of doing that, but then the cost to replace it once it's been pulled up.
true.
But that would certainly be maybe. So if there's anyone there from the Veterans Fair who are aware of this case and can help us in regards to that, then that would be maybe an option we can go. So the area that I'm focusing on water searches.
Yeah.
So we've got a 3 metre deep lake, and I've started to actually crisscross, and I'll show you on the phone here. So we've started to search the area. We're being as thorough as we can. So I go 30 metres on one way, 30 metres on the other. So that actually represents probably about 15 metres.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doubling over, but that's to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
So I'll continue now for the next several hours, going back and forth, see if we can find this boat, and then if we find the boat, we might find Dad.
Yep.
Right, thank you very much everyone for your support. Thanks for reaching out to us. So if you would like to leave a comment, if you know any more information, or please contact Crime Stoppers on 13 14 44. So that's a police assistance line. I don't know what Crime Stoppers is, but police assistance line 13 14 44. And if you have any information, let's bring him home. So it's been since 1989. It's time to bring him home so his family knows. I'm going to hop back in the water and see how we go.
Thank you, and
Righto.
good luck.
Thank you very much.
Soul searching, fall apart, tunnel vision, hiding in the dark. Well, I ain't gonna holler before I really bleed. Salvation, a quick fix.